Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, FD for Search5.tv, and the key question we want to address in this video: if the crypto market's peaked? That's the question we want to address in this video. Why? Because there is a lot of noise out there about whether the crypto market is peaked or not, or whether we are going to have that last hooray. That's what we want to explore in this video. If you want to know more about our thoughts, please keep watching, and if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. We are trying to grow our channel, and with your help, we know we can achieve that. That said, guys, what I'm going to share with you in this video is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Do not just take what we are sharing with you in this video as advice of any sort. Do approach someone who's actually trained to give you financial advice. This content is also not targeting UK audiences for obvious reasons. The UK authorities are trying to protect you just in case you end up losing your funds. That said, let's come back to this video then, and we're going to start off with Bitcoin's price snapshots. So if we look at back in 2024, the highest closing price for Bitcoin was around $106,140.60 or somewhere thereabouts. It was around December time in 2024. And by August this year, 2025, BTC had soared to a price of approximately 124,000 or just slightly over that. Over that span, BTC went from between 40 and 50k to more than double, reflecting a robust bull run across 2024 through 2025 to date. So the growth trajectory from early 2024 to where we are in 2025 was so steep and sustained. So people could be forgiven for thinking that, yeah, that was actually the bull run playing out, and now we are about to enter a bear market. But that's not what I'm saying here. I'm just trying to bring you all the data to create a foundation so that you can track and trace where our story is going as far as our own take on this video on this channel is. Other major cryptos like your Solana, Ethereum, Avalanche, Cardano, Binance, or the BNB coin, XRP, and so forth, they didn't have a perfect month-to-month table for every coin, but there are some general observations we're going to make. I mean, if you look at Ethereum, it appreciated strongly, riding general market momentum, institutional inflows, and DeFi roll-up adoption. And that happened mostly during 2025. 2024 and before, Ethereum was struggling a little bit. If you look at Solana, though, it saw some dynamic growth throughout 2024, propelled by DeFi, NFT, and gaming interest. This has continued into 2025, albeit with some drawdown. I think it went close to 300. It approached something like $280. Now it's come down to just under 200 at the time of recording, which is crazy if you ask. You got BNB, Cardano, AVAX, and XRP likewise rose, some more modestly depending on ecosystem updates. And I think some of these actually went further than where they are today. I think the first quarter of 2024, because I remember Cardano being between $1.15 to $1.20 around March time or somewhere thereabouts of 2024, and BNB likewise. But in BNB's case, it has experienced a massive price appreciation to smash through the $1,000 mark and a new all-time high along the way. XRP did the same as well, where it went crazy during the earlier parts of 2025. So it's not been an overall market growth or explosion, but some coins have been performing quite well. So overall, the altcoin market generally benefited from the 2024 bull run, though with more volatility and divergence between winners and losers. So what are the arguments for crypto having already peaked as we speak? Well, let's look at diminishing returns. When BTC moves from 40k to 90k, that's massive upside potential. From 90k to 120, I think, well, like I said, it went up to 124,000 or somewhere thereabouts. The same absolute gain is smaller percentage-wise and faces tougher resistance. Much of the easy money may have already been made by late 2024. So you're talking of Bitcoin, if you go back to 2023 around May time, Bitcoin was around 16 grand or somewhere thereabouts, and now it's at 106 or 107 at the time of recording, but it reached a new all-time high of just over 124,000, depending on where you look, of course. Overextended speculation and saturation, where many altcoins already sold, valuations are lofty, some gains look backed in. Users, capital, media attention can also sustain so much growth before turning to the next cycles and narrative. Next, you got macro liquidity risks. If interest rates rise, liquidity tightens, or macroeconomic shocks come, inflation, regulatory clampdowns, and so forth, risk appetite will wane. Crypto is still strongly correlated with risk assets. A drawdown in equities or credit could drag the whole market down. But here's the contrast. Traditional markets like your stocks and the like, they're actually reaching all-time high after all-time high, whereas the crypto market is actually suffering, which is a contrast. If they're correlated, what is actually happening at the moment? That's another reason why I think we may still see that explosive part of the bull run. I don't think it's been with us yet. Then if you go to performance divergence and weak hands exiting, underperforming projects, rug pulls or failures, founder collapses, security breaches, they all erode confidence. If you look at a plethora of Ethereum's layer 2s, majority of them have been underperforming. No correlation whatsoever between the protocol itself and its related token or coin. There's been no correlation, or there's been no relationship whatsoever. If anything, it probably has been an inverse relationship where the price of the token or coin has been stagnant or going down when volume on certain protocols has been going up. I don't know what has been happening. Maybe the developers or the founders, extracting liquidity. That could be the case as well. So again, momentum slows. Capital may rotate out fast if momentum slows. That could have been the case as well. We also have structural constraints, network capacity, gas fees, user experience frictions, regulatory opacity. These are real ceilings unless technological or regulatory advances overcome them. Now, let's look at argument against a peak already reached during this cycle. New catalysts are still unfolding. You got spot Bitcoin ETFs, institutional adoption, regulatory clarity, if favorable, will spur further inflows. Artificial intelligence and crypto convergence, where you got autonomous AI agents, on-chain AI use cases coming to the fore. All these may unlock fresh demand. And let's not forget that there is still a large and addressable market untapped. Mainstream adoption, we're talking of retail, corporates, countries, so it remains early. If that taps in, demand could far outstrip current highs. So this could be the last drawdown before that explosive last stage of the bull market. I mean, we have all talked of the halving cycles and supply shocks for Bitcoin supply schedule and halvings providing structural tailwinds, but we haven't seen that really playing an important part. I think it's down to liquidity, not just the 4-year cycle, if you ask me. Fixed supply of BTC, that helps all those with a capped supply to gain more premium as capital inflows increase, because there is no infinite inflation that goes forever, as with some coins. Next, the tech and product innovation keeps evolving. You got layer 2 scaling, modular chains like your Celestia, your Say, cross-chain, more efficient protocols. These can reduce friction and expand addressable use cases. And we also have new narratives, for example, on-chain AI, privacy, real-world assets, or RWAs, which may also drive fresh interest. At the moment, I think it's perpetuals or PEPs, DEXs, or the likes of Hyperliquid, and now you've got a new kid on the block, which is Asta. And if you want to know more about those two, please follow the links in the comment section. You'll find additional content that we created based on those two or about those two. So, recent all-time highs are being broken. You got Bitcoin's recently passed 118,000 to go all the way to 124,000 in August. 118 was in July. And that suggests a market that is still extending, not topping. If new all-time highs are being made, that contradicts the already peaked thesis, if you ask me. But then at some point it will peak and those all-time highs will not be surpassed. So my take and balanced perspective when it comes to this claim that we may already have reached the bull market top, the crypto market is very unlikely to have peaked definitively. We are probably in a maturing but still bullish phase. The early 2024 into 2025 run captured many of the low-hanging fruits and brought in a lot of speculative capital. But structural buyers, institutions, sovereigns, new tech intersection, that is AI and DeFi, RWAs, all those are still have room to drive price higher. However, the peak isn't guaranteed, and we are in a realm of diminishing returns and increasing risk. The next leg will demand stronger fundamentals, better infrastructure, regulatory clarity, and real adoption, not just hype. So we ask the question again, is the crypto market already peaked? Now, it's like asking whether the sun has already reached its zenith. Maybe in some moments, but there's still time left in the day. In early 2024, there was the rising dawn. Early 2025 is midday, bright and intense. The question is whether crypto can carry enough fuel to blaze into the golden hour, or whether shadows of overvaluation and macro risk will darken our skies. So we are not at the summit yet, but the climb from here gets steeper, riskier, and more thrilling. If you are going to stay on the ride, you better strap in. Until the next one, guys, FD465.tv. Bye for now.